and I have an office here in this building, and I want to thank everybody for coming out. I really appreciate it, taking the time out of your day to come out and take an interest in myEcon. Also, I've started this business because I began to have an interest in it because of all the benefits that it had. And I also saw that I could offer it to other people that might have a need. I might not so much have a need, more of a need than they do, but that I could offer it to somebody else. So I just like you to, take a look at the presentation and have an open mind about it, and I hope you like it. Okay. Oh. And if everybody can turn their cell phones off.
Most people I've seen earlier, the other me, we had a wonderful time this morning. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Alvin Curry, the co-founder of the company, and graced us with his presence. Mr. Curry, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Co-founder of the company, hey, come down, you know you're doing something. Yeah. Once again, my name is Kirk Wood. I'm an executive vice president Gold with this company here. I've been with this company right at 2.5 months now. I've been in this industry for about 4.5 years, and I've seen some amazing things, but when I saw this business here, I kind of kicked myself in the rear because I was introduced to it actually 1.5 years ago. And I was in the middle of doing something else, and I slacked off. Well, fast forward to today, the gentleman who brought me in, my coach, Mr. Bless Ellis, he is just killing this game. So he showed me he's done cash flow of $1.6 million in 1.5 years. It kind of caught my attention and said, well, maybe I need to look further into this. So with that being said, we're going to get started with this, okay? The education system teach about the real deal about finances. These are some things I want you to think about. When you're going to school, did they teach you about finances? Did they teach you the real minimum on credit cards, the minimum payments? Because see, we fall into a systematic trap. We're not taught. When I went to college, my parents threw me out there in Atlanta. Here's a credit card and go. That's all they said. When I thought that credit card meant I was rich. Because I went and put everything on it. They didn't tell me I had a limit or nothing. But they also didn't tell me there was going to be some payments coming after it. So I didn't learn that in high school. Okay, they teach about paying loans timely to keep from creating higher interest rates. Because once again, I went out there and stocked my apartment up. I had, and didn't know about interest rates. So these things I weren't taught in school, and we're not taught in school. But we're going to teach you like this. So stay tuned to hear about things the education system didn't teach you. Now, we wake up every morning and we want to, take care of 2 immediate personal financial goals. And I'm going to tell you about these 2. The first goal is we want to take care of our current lifestyle. Now, what that means is we get up and go to work, and our immediate thing is to pay the bills. We got our mortgages, our rent, our electric, our cell phones, our cars, our gas. We're trying to live to pay the immediate bills right then. But see, the next thing we want to do with this is we want to enjoy our future lifestyle. So we're trying to make enough in our current to take care of our future, because when you think about it, we all want to retire. That's our goal. We want to retire. We want to be able to retire comfortably. So, but there's some issues here that's going to keep us from doing that. Okay, and we're going to go over 4 issues that keeps us from doing that. So these are kind of important. You might want to either write these down, take a mental note, get some crayons, whatever. Just keep them in the back of your head, because the first thing we have is called inflation. And see, that's the silent income killer. And most people don't understand inflation because you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. But it's there. And I'll give you a little background on that. Let's say 10 years ago, I used to go to the grocery store, and we get these little small bags of potato chips, about that big, 25-cent bags, 10, 15, 25-cent bags, right? Well, fast forward to today, that same bag of potato chips is 99 cents, right? And we used to get the little punches too, 25 cents. Well, those things have increased. That's 3-fold. But when you think about it, 10 years ago, if I was making $50,000 a year, and I'm saying, well, I'm making $70,000 a year, so I'm good, I'm winning. But I don't realize the rate of inflation. The rate of inflation has tripled in 10 years. So in order for you to keep up with inflation, the rate, your paycheck would have had to triple. So if you were making $50,000 10 years ago, you'd have to be making $200,000 now to keep up with the rate of inflation. So while we're saying, well, I got $20,000 rate, you're losing. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. If your paycheck hasn't tripled in the past 10 years, the inflation is getting you. And the next thing we got, so you know when you get your paycheck, you got a third of inflation. It's a third of your paycheck inflation is taken. Okay, so the next thing we go is high taxes, and we call that the chainsaw massacre. Now what that is, you know, we got the taxes come in, and we look at it like this. You get your paycheck, right? And you look at your gross, right? Then you look at your net. Think about this, because this is all we all do. We get our paychecks, we look at that stub. We look at that gross net now. Now don't your net look gross? it just makes you want to throw up sometimes. Because you're thinking, well, dog, I'm working all these hours. I'm going to work doing this, and every time I work, I'm looking around, I never see Uncle Clem. I don't see him sitting there working on the job with me. But yet, he's taking my check before I get it. Now think about that. I like to use this scenario so you can really get this now. You're a child, an ice cream man coming outside. And what we all do as a child, we run the ice cream truck. We want the ice cream. I want the big triple decker. So he gives me that ice cream, that 3-year-old, and I'm sitting there and I got my ice cream cone. I'm teasing the other kids. I got ice cream. And as soon as you're ready to get into the ice cream, he snatched a third off the top. That's going to light you up, man. Well, that's what Uncle Sam is doing to us. He's taking it, and see, like I said, Uncle Sam was never there to work with, but he's getting paid before you. So it's mind-boggling. But see, some of the taxes, you know, we can't do anything about: clothing tax, property tax, state tax, and other things. But we can do something about the federal tax. So we got high taxes is taking another third of your paycheck. Okay. Next, we got debt. And see, once we got the inflation and the high taxes taking something, this is happening to you all the time. You got inflation taking a third, high taxes taking a third, you got debt. So we want to do something then to kind of make ourselves feel good. Ladies, you'll go out there and you get your hair and nails done, stuff like that. Guys, we go out there and put rims on our cars, go buy a car or something. We just saying, well, listen, we got our paycheck, we losing money, so we want to do something to make ourselves feel good. We go out there and buy something. Everybody remember they got great grandma back in the day, right? I know my great grandma back in the day. We had this little room in the house, and I'm sure everybody's grandparents had this. There's one room in the house that you were not allowed to go in because it had the furniture in it with the plastic covering over it. And you could not go in that room. If you like to step foot like that, boy, you get snatched up. Because see, Grandma and Granddaddy bought that furniture at $4.99, and they financed it. And when they financed it, they probably just paying it off now. That $4.99 turned into $3,000. You couldn't sit on it. See, that's a curse. We weren't taught that. That's debt. So debt is taking another third of your paycheck. This is all before you even get to use your money now. It's taking it. So then we say to ourselves, okay, if debt's taking a third, inflation and high taxes taking a third, inflation's taking a third, what could there possibly be left to take out of my paycheck? Because I promise you, you're all doing this. You're all participating in all this right now. So what else could be possible? Well, big business. Big business is the next thing. And if people don't realize what big business is, we participated in it every month. What did we just have in July? We just had, 4th of July. Fireworks sales, Independence Day. You either having a cookout or you going to somebody's cookout. People don't realize 4th of July weekend is the highest. They sell the most fireworks that weekend to support them all year long. So they have, they hire people, you know, what do you call them, actuaries. They hire people to go out there to figure out how to get your money out your pocket for that holiday. They're sitting there saying, okay, we need to figure out how we're going to make them come in and buy these fireworks. They run ads. They do everything. Then after that, what you got? Back to school. See, here's the problem with my back to school stuff. My kids back there, brand new book bags and lunch boxes from the previous year. But now, over the summer, a new cartoon came out. So now them book bags and is no good. They in perfect condition. But I got to go buy the new Batman, the new Hulk now. Because they don't want the old stuff. The Spider-Man 2 is out there, and I want the Spider-Man 1. And so I got to use the old stuff. It's in the way of the house. Book bag, college dorm stuff. Next, Labor Day, more cookouts. See, we participating every month. Alcohol. We're buying these things. Next, Halloween. Halloween, they sell the most candy and costumes that season right there to support the entire year. That's where they make all their money. Halloween off of candy and costumes. And we're buying it. Costumes my kids had, I got 3 of them. Costumes they had, they can still, none of them grown. They can still fit the old ones. But nope, can't do that. So I gotta just go buy more. Next after that, what? Thanksgiving, right? And see, Thanksgiving, they get really good with this one because after they did that, they came up with Black Friday. And then they saw Black Friday was just so popular, they said, we're gonna create another holiday and call it Cyber Monday. So I'm just waiting for the next one to be Computer Tuesday and just keep going. Because they're all leading up to Christmas. They're all leading up to Christmas, Kwanzaa, end of the year sales. And then what? New Year's. Then Valentine's. And as I said last night in the other presentation, fellas, don't forget Valentine's Day, okay? Because I had that problem before. You don't want it. Don't forget Valentine's Day, right? But it's called systematic impoverished mindset, along with mindless routine spending. We fall into this trap all the time. We cannot get around it. And that mindless routine spending, that's where that debt comes in. And we said, man, we're giving Uncle Sam all this money. We're having to pay this and pay this for the schools, for the kids and stuff like this. I need to go buy something. You didn't need to go buy it, but you bought it because it was impulse. And you want to make yourself feel good. That's that mindless routine spending. So now I'm going to ask you a question. With all that going on, inflation taking a third, high taxes taking a third, debt's taking a third, and big business, when do you get paid? And now, when you get paid means, when do you, out of your paycheck, have money to put away for that what? That objective number two, to retire. When are you having enough money out of your check left over to retire, to put away in investments, to put away for your kids' future? Because see, remember, I didn't have any millionaires in my family. I wanted to be the first one to call myself a centric millionaire. But who is putting away money for me? So how am I putting away money for my children? That's the thing we have to think of. See, after you think about your finances, you get your paycheck, what's all going away? When do you have enough left over, or what do you have left over to retire? Because I tell people like this, if you haven't retired yet and you want to practice retirement to see if you're ready, go to your job. Whenever you go back, tell your boss that for the next 3 months, pay me 40% of what I make. You keep 60%, because I want to practice for retirement to see if I'm ready. And remember now, you can't call Time Warner Cable or DirecTV or the power company and say, hey, listen, I've been paying y'all all these years. So I'm getting ready to retire, so I'm having less money, so I just want to pay y'all one little part sum and have it for the rest of your life. They're not going to go for that. That's a residual bill. You're going to pay those bills until you die. Can you live your retirement years the same lifestyle you're living now on 40%? So try that little trick at your job just to see, and that'll give you where you are with retirement. If you can't do it, you're not ready to retire. But you know what? We have a solution for that though. See, you're learning now the situation that you're in, right? This financial situation that we're in, and once again, the system was designed for you to fail. It was not designed for you to win. It was designed for you. See, schools taught you to do what? Go be an employee. They taught you to go work for somebody to make somebody else wealthy. They didn't teach you to go out there and start a business, to teach you the tax laws, to teach you how to do investments, stuff like that. High schools, colleges, they don't teach you that. They teach you how, they want to fulfill employees, to make someone else wealthy. Because every time you go to work and you do your job, best believe the owner of that company is being wealthy, is becoming wealthy. And you're doing it for them. So it's not about how much money you're making right now, it's about how much you're keeping. And so with this strategy we're going to show you right now, it's going to show you how to take this extra money that we're going to show you, that you already are making, that you're not keeping, and how to put it towards your retirement. Because remember, we had 2 objectives: to pay for the lifestyle you're living now, and to create future investments. So with that being said, I'm going to bring to the stage next my mentor, Miss Cashflow Queen, I like to call her. Lady knows the story, and she's 100% of the information. She knows it all, backwards and forwards. She's going to come to the stage now, and since I've shown you where you are in the system, she's going to show you how to get out of that system. So, Miss Martina Britt Yelverton, would you please come to the stage, ma'am?
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Everybody doing good, good, good. Okay, which one is forward? Let's get this mixed up.
Yes,
this
forward
one
right there.
All righty. So, now that you have a financial picture of all of that, of how your situation really looks, realistically, you're able to look at yourself and say, now I see what's taking my money. We're going to show you this amazing company called myEcon. It is the personal financial success company. Understand, we're talking about your own personal financial success, okay? We're not talking about the economy, because if you can keep control and you can maintain and you can increase your economy, if I can increase my economy, then I don't have to worry about the economy, okay? myEcon is a 12-year young company, 100% debt-free, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. We are technology-driven, family-focused, education-oriented. Family, I always get that mixed up, because either way, when you think about myEcon, we're about technology, education, and family. We want you to understand how to increase. That's all we want to talk about is increase, okay? When you think about that, we want you to understand income shifting. It's not a new term, okay? This is something that the wealthy have used for years, okay? That's how they've been able to maintain their wealth. We want to teach you about building a business, okay? A sustainable business, okay? We want to teach you about passive income, okay? This is just 3 of multiple strategies that we have here inside the company. But we want you to understand, just getting started, we're going to talk about 2 quick ones today. Like I said, it's a lot of them, but we're just going to talk about 2 strategies today. We're going to teach you how to minimize taxes, and then how to gain residual income to pay those residual bills, okay? To help you all understand why you should listen to us, why you should understand why we're saying what we're saying, and why you should seriously consider the strategy that we're giving you, is associates such as myself and Stroze and many of the other associates that are here today, the co-founder of the company, collectively have been able to cash flow over $400 million in this 12 short years. Over $400 million in 12 short years. We're not talking about the company cash flowing this money. We're talking about the associates that work in the company. The company's debt-free. It's education that you don't know. One of the ways that we go ahead and get started with the solution is having you understand smart cash flow strategies. If you can understand how to minimize your taxes, how to eliminate debt, and then how to grow your cash flow, then you can see where your wealth is. Because believe it or not, working a 9-to-5 job, your money is in there. You just don't know what you need to know to grow it into wealth. It's in there, but you need to caveat that with something else to increase it, okay? We teach you how to get some cash, create an asset to generate more cash. Cash, asset, cash. Because you need to be able to take care of your current lifestyle, and then you need to be able to fund your future lifestyle. And the best way to do that, get some cash, create an asset, get some more cash. The first way we want to talk about how to do that is due to income shifting. Again, income shifting is not a new term. The government lets you know on their website that 80% of Americans that are working have too much money withheld from their checks due to taxes, okay? It's telling you right here on the IRS website, they've issued more than 102 million tax refunds. Refunds. That's your money again. They don't find this money, that's your money again. And if you can understand that the information that you do not have is costing you more money, then you will quickly try to figure out what that information is so that it stops costing you money. Yes or yes? Makes sense, right? Okay. If you are available to then maximize your take-home pay by correcting your tax withholding, you can use that money to eliminate debt as long as you have a strategy. Because if you just take the money and blow it, it's not going to benefit you. What's the point? What's the purpose? You just left Rose's training. You just left Alvin's training that tells you, I mean, why income shift, you're just going to blow the money. That's a waste of time. You have to put a strategy with it. You have to put a plan in place. And luckily, blessedly, our company teaches you that, okay? What we want to get you to understand is, if you are a follower of social media, even if you're not, it's everywhere. Hillary Trump, who used to be in the Senate, asked for a fearless leader, and we know he's fearless, because he wouldn't do what he does if he didn't. Fearless leader to turn over his tax records, and he would not. Why wouldn't he? He claims that he understands the tax code better than anybody that's ever run for president. He said to her, his family comes first, his business comes second, okay? He utilizes the tax laws that are in place that she was in Senate and could have changed and chose not to, okay? To legally, ethically, and morally not pay taxes. He said he's smart. Now, I know all of you heard him say it. checkmate me? If he used the legal methods to not pay taxes, and we now have a businessman who has laws on his side to not pay taxes, why aren't we?
Right.
Why aren't we following the same legal strategies? Okay? So in addition to that, understanding that Uncle Sam will pay you to run a home-based business is basically a starting point for myEcon. They took what we have here in this book that we utilize to kind of flow. We have our own methods inside of myEcon, but I like to use this book as an example. 475 tax deductions for businesses and self-employed individuals. That does not say the color of my skin. That does not say the amount of money that I make on my job. That says for businesses and self-employed individuals, okay? As a non-home-based business person, you're only able to get about 5 or so deductions. When you start a home-based business, and the government has requirements for you to be able to start that home-based business, you now qualify for over 475 tax deductions. 3 qualifications. Run your business consistently, regularly. Yes. Be in pursuit of a profit. That means find you some individuals that need whatever your product is. Okay? And then keep good records. So when the IRS shows up and says, we're going to audit you, this beautiful software right here, you say no problem. Because you keep your financial records inside a product that comes inside of your business. So not only do we give you the business, but we give you the software needed to run the business. So you can run your business legally, ethically, in the comfort of your home, out of the comfort of your own home, qualifying for 475 tax deductions. And if you ignore this information, you might as well just pop open your window, toss some money out the window every single day. Because every single time you leave your home, you drive your vehicle, you're missing money. Every single time you're in your home and you're not taking deductions that you could legally take because of your home-based business, you're missing money. Every time you chat it up on that phone and you just don't happen to mention that you have a home-based business, you're missing money. You can write off your cell phone bills. Let's talk about that real quick. You can minimize your taxes using a home-based business, and again, we provide you the home-based business to write off a part of your mortgage, your mobile communications, your travel, your meals and entertainment, and you can hire your family to work with you, okay? To give you a quick example, say a person has $50,000 as their salary. Without, I corrected that on mine, I guess I didn't see
you. Corrected on mine.
Okay, my bad.
That stops me every time.
Okay.
Think about it.
Without a home-based business, you are taxed over 30%, okay? That's anywhere from about $12,000 to $15,000, you're taxed. So you actually are not walking around $50,000 richer thinking that's what you made. Because a third of that is going to be gone in taxes, okay? But you can get some of that back. Because you work your business out of your home and there is a square footage that is allotted, okay? Multiply that by the months in the year. We're roughly going to say $3,600. Strose, anytime I'm wrong, let me know.
You go right ahead. Looking good.
Multiply that by the 12 months that you're in business. Take that $50,000 and now you're only going to be taxed on $46,400 because you're working your business out of your home. So you're now able to write off part of that rent or the mortgage. Most people think it's just your mortgage. No, you're available to write off a portion of your rent as well. Okay? In addition to that, that mobile phone that you talk on or the internet that you use, because this is a home-based business that is operated online, you can now write off all of your internet and a portion of your cell phone bill. If you have a secondary business line, you can write off all your cell phone bill. It just depends on the semantics and the fact that you're available to prove that you're using it for the purposes of your business. You're going to talk on your phone every now and again, personal. So I'm not going to suggest you write off the whole cell phone bill because that's not legal or ethical or moral, okay? Say you do that 12 months out of the year, you pay $100 on your internet or your mobile communications. Now you're only going to be taxed on $45 too. Let's do it again with your mileage. Huge. The average person drives about 20,000 miles. The government is going to pay you 54 cents a mile. So every time you're leaving your home in pursuit of business, me, I love the car magnets. I love sitting at a traffic light and I see someone reading. My kids tap me all the time. Mommy, 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 I need a card. They'll hand the card out the window. Quick, fast, and hurry. They're excited. And I'll get to why they're excited in a minute. But they're excited to now work in the business. Okay? Now you're only being taxed on $34,400 by this example, okay? Again, go out to eat. Waiter standing there, she's having a bad day. Have a conversation with her. Have you ever considered, you know, this job may not be all that you could do. You have the gift of gab. We're having a wonderful conversation. Have you ever considered having your own business? Get her information. Write it on that receipt. Take a picture of it. Now that meal that you're sitting there having is 100% a write-off. You're in pursuit of business. You now have contact information. Now you're down to $33,200. And this is the one I love. Kirk can tell you, he has 3 of them running around. When I say $6,300, them jokers come running.
That's right.
Why? Because what I am now available to do by the standard deduction of $6,350 in the year of 2017, I'm able to write off that child working in my home-based business. They're already going to clean up. They're already going to help me on this phone, do some social media I may not know how to do. They're going to video for me. They help us set up. They help us break down. They take the roll. You know what I'm saying? They're filing. They're taking pictures. They're doing things that are in the home-based business. They're already going to clean up the home, yes or no? Now you're able to take the money that you would previously pay them as an allowance and pay them wages, and it's tax-free, up to $6,350 per child. So if they were listening good, if either one of us were to holler out a numeric number right now, they're liable to open that door. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Because they know their name. And I'm not suggesting you go and give your child $6,000. No. You go ahead and set up an agreement with them. I have an agreement, a responsibility sheet, and a debit card. That's allotted for them. So that when I put money on that card that correlates to their activity or their responsibility in the house, now that money, they go and allot that towards cheer, football. If they choose to throw a little party for their friends and family, which of course we want them to do because we want the parents to come over too. Okay? And you pay your children those wages. So now you've gone and you lowered your tax bracket down to $26,850, and now the government is only going to tax you on 18% at this bracket. For this example, do you see how you cash flow that money back into your household? You were able to do that because you what? You worked. Now you lived your lifestyle, ran your business, and then you pay taxes on what's left over. If you don't have a home-based business and you have no asset to funnel that through, you work, you pay your taxes, and now you figure out how to live on what's left. That's the purpose of a home-based business. And Uncle Sam is telling you to do it. He's telling you to correct the withholding. He's telling you to open a home-based business. And Uncle Sam's not doing it out of kindness of his heart. You know why he's doing it? Because remember when we had the crash and the government had to bail people out? They want you to be able to be self-sustaining and not have to rely on them. So they're putting things in place for you to be able to maintain your own economy. Alrighty? So my question is, would you trade $44 per month for your car payment? If I were to walk up on the street and I'm having, you know, $200 to $500, depending on how much we correctly withhold in your returns, and I'm willing to hand that to you every single month for you to hand me $44, would you give me that car payment if I'm giving you $44? Or would you kind of go, and question it? Look like y'all might question it. Let me show you what comes with it. If I'm willing to give you $44 for a portion of your rent to be written off, for your clothing expenses to be written off, for your child care expenses to be written off, let me let you know what else you get. Now, and our membership is $34.95. We like to say plus one product. Because if you partner with us, and you're going to become a marketing director, which is what you're called when you open your business, okay? $34.95 is your investment to start your own business. By the way, it's a write-off, so you just started a business for free. One product, we're going to show you that. The cash flow manager is where you are going to make your business legal. This is where you're going to put your receipts and everything, okay? Any of your receipts, any of your mileage. This is what you're going to take at the end of the year and turn into your CPA, because it has everything in it. Now you don't have to go with a box of receipts and say, figure this out. So now your fee from him is going to be a little bit lower because you're going to do the work for him. He's going to look at that cash flow manager, and he's going to be able to dictate how to get you your best return, because that's his job. Your job is just to keep up with the records and make sure that you're audit proof. Now, everybody knows what happened with Equifax just recently. All of our identities are at risk if we're not myEcon associates. But if you're a myEcon associate, we have a product called identity theft. It's included in your monthly fee. $1 million coverage, and it's backdated. So everything that just happened with Equifax, once you partner with us, you're covered. $1 million worth of coverage, and you can protect your children, grandparents as well. That's one of the products that we suggest you add on. You add on the family portion of the identity theft, because identity theft is getting younger and younger. I have my children's identities covered, and I also have my recently passed mother's identity covered. Why? Because she's gone now, so people may start attacking that. But if it's covered in your membership, why not help someone else stay protected? Especially since right now Equifax is making a profit off of it. They're requiring you to pay something after a year they're monitoring from their breach. That makes sense. We have legal services and we have tax services that are included in a product called Family Shield that's included. Need a lawyer? Go in your back office. We have lots of discount services that are included in there where you can get a lawyer to help you with traffic tickets, will prep, lots of different things in there. Have questions about taxes, it's in your back office. Speaking of Equifax and credit, say you're trying to get your credit score up. There are companies out here that will charge you 3 times as much, $44, just to fix your own credit. When you partner with us, it's included. So now you can go in your own back office. You don't have to send all your information out to a company that's only going to take their time to fix your credit because they get paid every month. They're going to take their time to fix it because they want you to keep paying them. We have videos, we have tutorials, we have the actual forms that you need in your back office to try and go ahead and quickly repair your own credit and get your credit score up. Mind you, your credit score goes up, you're still protected. Because once you have a better credit score, now you become a target maybe. You're protected, okay? In addition to that, we're now travel agents. You're gonna travel, instead of going to Priceline, go through your own back office to Priceline. Book your own rooms, your own vehicles, whatever you need to do, book it through your own back office and you can get a cashback check. Speaking of cashback, we have a cashback mall. Thousands of stores. You can now shop online from the cashback mall that's yours and get a cashback check. Is that not amazing? So that is what comes. Those products come in your $44 or your $34.95 if you choose not to buy a product. Okay? In addition to that, we have other products. We also suggest that since you're going to be getting that mileage, that maybe you should use your one product that's the Road Assure. Okay? Once you make that product purchase, you are now fully commissioned and fully qualified to be able to earn commissions from the company fully, 100%. What is that thing called? The FCC?
Oh, the FCC?
Yes. We have to have a product that is able to be purchased so that you are not running your business based on recruiting people. Okay? You have to purchase a product so that you are not being paid from a company without purchasing a product. Because if not, then that would be a pyramid scheme because you're recruiting people just to get money. Right. So that's one of the reasons that we say you really have to understand some of the terminology. Our solution will continue beyond income shifting because, mind you, you've income shifted and you're getting more money back in your check now. You've corrected your withholding, you're getting more money back in your check, and then now you are available to earn business income by sharing everything we're sharing with you with someone else. Make sense so far? Oh yeah, okay. We're gonna run through this really quickly because I feel like glazed over by the time I get to this part. Even though we're talking about money, which is why you're all here. When you come into the company, you come in as a marketing director. When you introduce it to the first individual, the company pays you $10. When you introduce it to another individual, the company pays you another $10, okay? We're gonna go ahead and put 50% over these two individuals' heads because $10 didn't seem like a lot. You just put out, $44 roughly, and you just made 20 bucks. The caveat to that is anytime these two individuals get busy and they begin sharing this information with other people, you make 50% of whatever they do. So, say Sally in pink goes out and she recruits up the world. She partners with a lot of people. She shares a lot of information. If she makes a check that's $2,000, you just made $1,000. You didn't do anything else. Same thing with Paul. He goes out here and he does the same thing. He shares the information with a couple, 500 people or so. He makes a whole lot of money. You make 50% of anything that he makes. But now because you've gone ahead and you partnered with 2 people, you have now received a rank promotion. That rank promotion makes you an executive vice president, okay? With that, anybody else going forward that you partner with, you make $35 per person through Infinity. So I'm sure sitting here right now, you're thinking, I know a couple people who need more money on their job. That's all you need is 3. We have a promotion now called 3 is Key. So if you look at 3 is Key, you're getting your $35 for yourself, okay? Because you've opened up your base shop. And base shop is a huge word in this company because base shop is where your money is. That's where your cash is. When you're speaking with other people about how they can get more money on their job, okay? When that person goes out and they introduce as them being a marketing director to 2 people, you, as the person who's assisting them, makes 25. He makes 10 and 10, you make 25 and 25. He has not yet opened his base shop. While he's in the midst of getting ready to add his 3rd person, those 2 people decide to get busy. And they continue to get busy. You continue to make $25 on the first 2 people. That's through Infinity. Y'all see all that money adding up? And we're just talking about the first 2 people. Welcome. We're just talking about the first 2 people, again, through Infinity. Okay? So now you got your paycheck money coming in. Now you got your $35 commission coming in because you know people want to get increase on their job. And you have $25 commissions coming in. Okay? That's the upfront commission money. So you got your job money. You got your upfront commission money that the company's now paying you. Let's talk really quickly about residuals. Okay? Notice I said each of those individuals began to add to their teams. You don't have to go out here and talk to but 3 people to get started. When those 3 people begin to talk to 3 people, that's how your team builds. And you receive another rank promotion to an executive vice president gold. Residually, the company is now paying you $3 per person on every single person that's in your organization. So while $15 times $3 is $45 per month, that's not big money. But as my coach says, if you can make $45, you can make $450. If you can make $450, you can make $4,500. And you get to those numbers by continuing to support your team. Another rank promotion comes at Platinum with 120 people. Now you yourself didn't go out and find 120 people, okay? Kirk has 97 people on his team. Only 30 of them are his. His team went and found other people. So he's 97, 33 people from 120. That's why his title says Rising EVP Platinum, because he's just about there. When he does that, he will be making $5 per person. That's $600 a month. Mind you, he's still getting money in a paycheck, okay? An individual that's partnered with us that corrected their withholding, they're still getting more money in their paycheck. They're still getting upfront commissions for anyone they partner with, and now they're getting a check for $600 a month, whether they choose to get up out of bed or not. Why? Because their team is partnering with people. And then the top of the company, you can do it again. That team at 120 people decides to go and tell 3 or more people. Now your team count is up to 500 and you're getting paid $8 a person. Y'all see $8 per person times 500 people is $4,000 a month to lay in my bed and talk on the phone and watch TV? You know, travel some mileage, you know, write off my rent. Why? Because I'm laying in bed in my home, writing off part of my rent, $4,000 a month. And you continue to add people through Infinity. So again, the information that we're sharing with you comes with your website, okay? Your financial success membership, that's all of the products like the income shifting strategies, the cash flow manager, the identity protection for yourself and for your kids too, okay? Your key login defense, that's covering your devices so they don't get hacked, okay? We're talking about credit. We're talking about being able to travel at a discount, free and discount legal services and tax benefits, and of course the cashback mall. I mean, really, guys, you have to get out of your current mindset and stop playing with your finances. Because Alvin said earlier, okay, we're not getting any older.
Younger.
We're not getting any younger. I'm trying to make sure I get to the pause here. We're not getting any younger, and then I'm trying to pause and go, see, I'm 5 seconds older than I was a moment ago. That's why I got older. Yeah, doggone it, I messed that one up. I'm going to have it perfected by the next meeting. But yeah, we're not getting any younger. Okay? You have to go ahead and do this now. You have this information. You can't unlearn the information that we've shared with you, okay? Once we put this information into your psyche, it's going to bug you. The next time you look at your pay stub, it's going to bug you. You're going to think about it. And you're going to say, man, wonder how much more money I could have in this check had I corrected my withholding. Wonder how much money my sisters or my cousins or my girlfriends or even some of these Facebook friends that I don't really know, I could have blessed and they could have had more money in their paycheck had I went ahead and shared this information with them. Again, $34.95 per month plus one product. We'd like to say $44 a month. Why? Because right now, you're working 40 hours for the next 40 years to only earn 40% of that money. Why not go ahead and invest $44 in the rest of your life and learn to keep all your money? That's my time.
Mr. Curry, right quick.
Coach Curry.
Let him get some parting words, closing words. This is the co-founder of the company, Mr.
Yes.
Alvin Curry.
How's everyone doing? Great.
Fine, how you doing?
Okay, thank you all.
He's right. Yes, here in the front end.
I was listening out here. I kind of wanted to make room for other guests, but thank you all for being here. Really quickly, why is this important? Because we have to fix our lives, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that are here for the very first time, when you think about your life, if not this, how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself fixing your life? See, for me, and many of us who I've met across the country over the years, no one ever told us what our lives look like being fixed. We hear a lot of stuff at church. We hear a lot of stuff on radio and different people talking about what we're supposed to do, but it's kind of all generic. Here we're going to help you with a detailed plan. How do you actually fix your life from a tax basis? What do you do to lower your taxes? 47% of the people in this country pay no taxes. And I want to give you some statistics that you can go look up. Go look this up. The U.S. Census Bureau says that only 4 out of 100 people, by the time they're age 65, have enough money to retire on and live. Now, you think about that. After working 40 plus years, we are 50 plus years removed from affirmative action. I grew up in Mississippi at the turn of all of this when it happened in the 60s. I grew up in that era. We are now 50 plus years removed from that. People have gone to college anywhere they want to, and they're retiring. And only 4 out of 100 can retire and maintain their quality of living. See, think about this, man. I don't know you at all. I just don't even know your name. Can you ever see a day in your life that you want to live on less income than you have today? Can you ever see a day in your life you want to live on less income than you have today? 95% of the people in this country end up in that point. See, because the issue you want to ask yourself is now, when I quit doing what I am currently doing, where am I going to get the money from to replace that? So your job is not going to give you 100% retirement. They're going to give you X amount of dollars. So the question now is, where do I make up the other dollars from? See, upon retirement, we only get what we built when we worked. If you only build Social Security, then when you retire, you only have Social Security. If you build $100,000 of income, because a lot of people say, well, I got a lot of money, I got $100,000. Well, if you got $100,000, when you retire, you find out there's not a lot of money. So when you retire, we only have what we built while we were working. So it's vital that today we get started on building something different. No matter what we've been told, we have to now judge. You can judge your life. I can't. I'm not here to try to judge your life, but you have to judge your life and say, if I retire today, what am I going to have to live on? If something, God forbid, happened and I cannot continue to work, what am I going to have to live on? Wealthy people live on what's called passive income. I'm not here to boast or brag about my life, but this is my wife in the back here with us. We traveled up today, the team. We've had jobs since the 90s. Last time she had a job, 1995. Last time I had one, 1988. We raised a family doing exactly what the principles that were shared here today. So we're not trying to trick you into something. It's a $35 decision to see if it'll work for you. So we want to bless you. God gave us this information. Guys, I promise you, this is bigger than Facebook. God gave Zuckerberg Facebook. This is bigger than Facebook because people are going to have to do something with their lives. Make no mistake, incomes are not going to rise out there, no matter what 45 say, it can't rise. So here's why incomes can't rise, okay? I remember in 1992, 93, when I first saw a cell phone, people walk around with them on their shoulders and bags. And I said, that's the dumbest thing And I was in business at the time, and I had me a Sky pager. And I moved from Washington State to Atlanta, and I determined if you want to get in contact with me, you dial my pager and I'll call you back when I get around to it, because I'm busy. So I made my mind that I was not going to get a cell phone. I said that as recently as 1995, 1996. 1997, I got a cell phone. And I haven't been too far, that thing hasn't gone too far from my side since then. I could not imagine today not having a cell phone. Now, I don't take it in the church and I don't take it in my bedroom, but I could not imagine not having a cell phone because of all the things that happen. Now think about how many jobs have been lost as a result of this technology. Most technology make doing what you do much simpler. So if they make it much simpler based on technology, why would they pay you more money to do it? So you're gonna have to deal with it from a different basis. So as you look up a couple of statistics, 47% of the people in this country pay taxes. People that make over $1 million do not pay any taxes. 47% of people pay no taxes, I think that's what I said. 4% of the people retire in this country after working their whole career with enough money to maintain their lifestyle. But had they only taken the money that they were paying in taxes and invested that money for themselves, they would have plenty of money to have retired. God gave them enough money to retire. But they took the money and gave it back in taxes from a lack of knowledge. So ladies and gentlemen, God bless my partners and I to start this company 12 years ago. We're a debt-free company, and we pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions on a weekly basis. God has blessed us to be a blessing to you. Now, I just told Kirk I would stop by here, but if anybody have any questions really quickly, I like to kind of take a few questions because I think that's the best way for us to get to what's important to you. We have a preset plan that we run, but the real way to get to what's important is you tell me what's important to you. Ask me any question, and I'll answer any question you want to know about me or this company and how we do what we do and why, or whatever you want to know. Any question?
I have a question.
Okay.
So upon registration for this product or being a member, in terms of the write-outs, you said she said something about youth employment. We will get like all the information parameters needed upon all that. So it's coming with a database, or is it like booklet information? How does that work? How do we find out the parameters?
Okay, that's a great question, okay? Multiple different ways, okay? But we have a website, all of that is contained on the website. So we teach you about the tax series and all that. And what only thing that we've done is we didn't create them ourselves. We went to the IRS website and we pulled these documents down. And we, tagged them and all that, put them into a booklet, and we put them on our website so you can read them. Okay, so you can read all of the different things, okay? If you want to know what the rules are on paying your children, if you want to know what the rules are on driving your car back and forth to work, if you want to know what the rules are on using your cell phone as a business tool, eating out and all those things. If you want to know those things, then we do those things and we put them on the website. Then we, of course, we do many, many classes. I train every Thursday night on all of these different topics that we have. I do one class per week on Thursday night, and then I record those classes, so they're recorded. As an example, every class I've done for the entire year of 2017 is pre-recorded, okay? We have those recorded. And we have a series of other recordings in our back office and stuff also. And then we do meetings like this once to twice a month, where we actually have a Saturday training. Like earlier today, we had a meeting today from 9:30, I think it was this morning, to 2 o'clock today. And so we do that on at least once a month here locally in the Charlotte market. And then the last thing is this tall gentleman back here, he's kind of sitting there, you can't tell me this good looking gentleman here. He is a 20+ year professional. He is actually what's called an enrolled agent with the IRS, which means he can represent people all across the country with their tax issues before the IRS. So in your midst here is, this is Mr. Hawkins here. He is an actual enrolled agent. So anything that we do, he wouldn't be with us if we weren't crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, because he has a nationwide license to protect. So he looked at this company and he's like, wow, man, this does everything that I had been telling people to do. So in that vein, I think you'll get all the answers you want, but we'll hold your hand. Now, what we will not do, we will not come down to your house and put you in a headlock and make you do it. We'll let you know where we have all these things at, and if you show up, we'll make sure you get it.
I just want to make sure the support is there, especially when you have people and they can come to the meeting, you can tell them to come.
And they can, and from all across the country, they can plug in, okay, we do this, I'm in Atlanta, we do this in Atlanta, we do this in Washington, D.C. metro area, we do this in Texas, we do this in Chicago, Detroit, we do this all over the place, you know, and stuff. And I'm actually going to be in Virginia next week doing this we just kind of opening up this area in Virginia, but I'm going to be in Norfolk, Virginia, and in Richmond, Virginia, opening them up next week.
Do you have a tax database where you can actually do your taxes? Do you have a database where you can actually, I know like they have TurboTax. Do you have a database where you can do that?
There is a place that you can do your taxes on there free. That's a part of that. I've never really done it that way because I believe that where we are and what we're teaching people is a little more complicated than that. And so I always recommend people like Mr. Hawkins, who are professional people who do home-based business taxes. Most of your free tax agents, unless you know something about taxes, I mean, I think they work really well for people that's just doing a 1040 maybe. But if you're going to be doing anything more complicated than just a 1040, just like right now, you're going to be looking at doing this business. You need to know what to take and how to take it. I think you'd be much better served to pay someone to do your taxes. The few dollars that pay, you're going to be able to write them off on your taxes, but it's going to make you more money than it's going to cost you. So I always recommend, and throughout our organizations, we partner very well with tax people. So I really can't think of any location off the top of my head where we don't really have very accomplished tax people, because this business partners so well with tax people. Insurance people, we partner very well with those as well. Real estate people, we partner very well with those. Mortgage people, certain types of businesses, we partner very well with. We're not that you don't have to do them businesses. You don't have to quit doing what you're doing. You know, Ms. Hawkins took a break here because they're up against the wall on Monday now, you know, to come over here. But that's just what it is. We partner very well with them.
I have a question. Can you operate more than one business at a time?
In myEcon, you mean? Oh, yes, ma'am. You can do it as many as you want. If you feel like you can run more than one, you can have more than one, you know, and stuff. So the decision. Now, many people have, you know, both spouses in. It's not a requirement to have both spouses in, but many people do, you know, and stuff.
It's 2 checks.
You got a question, I see it in your face.
Taking it all in.
Taking it all in, okay. All right. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
I got a question. What if you, how does this work for somebody that says, okay, I see it, I want to pay the $35 just so I can get more income back on my paycheck? How does that work?
Well, that don't work. I mean,
Okay,
let me say this, okay? Let me be honest with you, okay? Okay, it works, but it doesn't work. It just, here's the thing. You can't just, in order to get these tax deductions, you have to try to make an attempt to do something.
Right.
So just kind of changing, say, okay, I'm in business, I'm gonna change my W-4, and I'm gonna get all this money back. Well, if you don't have some deductions to offset it, see, what allows you to get the tax more tax back, you have to have deduction, okay? Let me give you an example, okay? Are you a homeowner?
Yes.
Okay, as a homeowner, and you only get this because you're a homeowner, and then you can file what's called a Schedule A. Now they'll give you interest you pay, and they'll give you your property taxes for being a homeowner. So now by filing Schedule A, you get those deductions. You would not get them if you were not a homeowner. So you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna file my taxes and say, I'm a homeowner, okay? Let me ask somebody else here. Who has a young child right now? I don't wanna be kind of rude, but a single person with a child, man. You a single mom with a child? Okay. You get a tax deduction because you are a single parent for that child. You
Not if, depending on how much money you make, you don't.
no, you get a deduction anyway.
Even if you make more, well, you get a deduction. You won't get a credit. Sorry.
You don't get a credit.
Deduction, but you don't get a
No, we
credit.
didn't go to credit. We didn't go to
Okay,
deduction.
okay.
We did deduction. You get the deduction for the child. Now you won't get a credit automatically. Okay, that is true. Okay, so my point is when you do those things now. So if a person says, I want to lower my tax, see, let's take people who, and this is a great question because you take people that may be in six-figure income. After so many deductions, they don't really get a lot of deductions, you know, and stuff. And so they need other things. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to get, to drive my vehicle, get a deduction for that, I have to make an attempt at doing some business with that. I can't just change my W-4 and say that. If I want to use my cell phone, there are simple little tweaks, but you do have to at least do them, okay? It's not, you don't have to go out and do what I do. Let me be clear on that. I travel across the country. I spend a lot of hours. This is what I do, but I don't ever get tired of doing this. When I settle down at home, I'm tired, but I don't ever get tired while I'm doing this, you know, and stuff. So you don't have to do what I do to do all of this, but you can get the deduction, but you do have to make some small tweaks to your life, and it's a little bit more than just changing W-4, okay?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
My question is, I came in late and I heard the latter part of what you said. To be honest, I'm always a little skeptical about this sort of thing.
Why?
I just am. I mean, I am. I've been in the military for almost 27 years, and I've worked for myself, and I've always been a consultant, and all of that. However, I'm always a little skeptical about these sorts of things. However, I mean, I'm just being honest. However, you know, I'm always interested when you invite me to these things, and when people show me these things. For me, I would pay the $35 or $44 because I'm a person that loves information. But I would not be interested in doing what you said, having these people under me. Just for the information, I would pay the money. That's what I would, because I love information, I love to learn.
Do you ever want to be rich? What we call wealthy?
My thing is this, I'm wealthy in lots of ways,
Okay.
and I save money.
Well, let's talk about money wealth.
And I save money.
Okay.
And and I'm a person that believe that you should have streams of income and have money coming in that you don't have to work for, that just comes in.
Okay.
And I do that.
Okay.
When I'm sitting here, I have money coming in.
Okay, cool, okay.
And I believe that, and I was always taught that because I have grandparents that taught me that.
Okay, that's good.
And so I believe that. However, I love information, and I would pay the money for the information because you piqued my curiosity.
Let me ask you one. What's your name?
But, Dr. Sylvia Cole.
Let me ask you this now, okay? I sense this, okay? You have a great idea here when you say I want this extra multiple streams of income. Why wouldn't you want leverage income?
I mean, I'm like this. I am not a person. I don't like to sell things. I don't like to ask people to do things. I mean, I'm just not that person.
But any business you're in has to have that.
Well, see, for me, I'm a consultant. I've been my uncle, who's an attorney, taught me how to write grants when I was about 15 years old. And because he's an attorney, he taught me how to write grants at 15 years old. So his customers were my customers. So I've been grant writing and consulting since I was 15. I've worked with Nike, Reebok, etc. So I've had customers for years. Since I was 15 and 16, they didn't know how old I was when they were talking to me. So I've had repeated customers.
How do you get them?
I got them through my uncle.
Okay. So you don't do any.
And then they refer people to me.
You don't do any solicitation.
So I don't solicit people.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, pay the $35 and get the information then, okay? I will say. When I look at wealthy people, and again, I put numbers on wealthy, okay? When I call wealthy people, that's multiples of millions of dollars. All wealthy people I know have multiple streams of income. That is
They do.
one. They have leveraged income. They make most of their income off other people.
They
If
do.
you take Sam Walton's family, they are the wealthiest family in the world.
They are.
2 million people work for them every day, so they don't have to work. Then they have residual income. So all of these are things that I love to apply to my life. So while you are applying one stream, I don't know you, so I'm not trying to say you're wrong. If you're cool with where you are, I'm cool where you are. Okay? So I don't know why you wouldn't want that leverage. Now, see, understand if you understood what we do, and I agree you didn't catch all of what we do. People you know need this, and unless you tell them, they may never get this.
Oh, I don't have a problem with telling somebody, but I'm just a person if someone said, oh, can you sell such and such, sell some raffle tickets, I would say no. But if you came to me and say, you know what, I'm raising money for this cause and I believed in your cause, I can raise money like that for you, but I would never sell a product for you. That's just me. I won't sell anything for you, but I'm an excellent fundraiser. And that's just, it's just how my brain works. I will never sell
Mine
anything.
work total opposite of that. If you came to me and said, give me some money for this fundraiser, I wouldn't give you a dime.
I'm an excellent fundraiser.
I'm just saying, the difference in us is this. The difference is just this. I believe in people earning what they get, but I never give money for free.
For a
The people
good
that
cause,
I know what the cause is.
I can raise
I
money
know what
for
the cause is. I
anything,
don't give
but
a
I
one.
won't sell
I give money in one place, my church, without any obligation. Everybody else that wants some, if I drive by him on the street and they got a little sign that says, throw some money in here.
Oh, no, not something like that.
I said, no,
not anything like
but
that.
let me go right here. Let me go right here.
Okay, two things. What's your name, Doctor? What now?
Sylvia Cole.
Cole. Okay, Dr. Sylvia Cole, I'm your customer. I need grant written for a non-for-profit. Second of all, how do you get signed up? What's the next step for that?
Who invited you here?
Huh?
Who invited you here?
She's not here, but Iris was
She's right here.
Okay, well, Iris.
Okay, all right, she got you. Soon as we get finished,
I have to
she
look
got
it
you.
up. Okay.
Okay, see,
I have to go
First
though.
time seeing each other.
Okay,
We
so-
only talked on the
Okay, so
phone.
cool.
Okay.
But she got
No,
you.
you have never talked to me before.
On the phone?
No.
Which one?
Suhia.
Oh, you
So
were on,
here.
okay, that was next door. I advertised in social
Oh,
media and
So
she
she
came.
couldn't make it.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, so she got you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got
I need her information because I have to go.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm using text.
All right, cool.
That's right. That's right.
Anyone else? What's your name, man?
Lucy Jordan.
Miss Jordan, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
And you are, sir? Sean Providence?
Latasha Providence.
Latasha Providence, okay. And who are you, young lady?
Oh, Aria Robinson.
Ari Robinson, okay. And are you a guest also?
Yes, I'm Irish's niece, Candace.
Candace? Okay. Yes.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Who is a part of your business leadership team and what are their credentials? Because I mean, you know, anytime you're dealing with anything dealing with financial services, it's very important to have the right credentials to make sure that, you know, people are getting the right information. I understand you have a partnership with someone who is a subject matter expert from the IRS perspective, but in terms of the business itself, who's your leadership team? What qualifies them to promote this business?
Okay, that's a great question, okay? First and foremost, okay, let me just tell you who I am, okay, because I'm one of the co-founders of the company, okay? And another one of my partners is a gentleman named Alvin Stokes. We met in 1987. Our credentials are both of us. I graduated college in accounting. He graduated in engineering from Georgia Tech. And we met in 1987 in Washington State. So from there, we started selling life insurance and investment. We got licensed to do various types of investment, Series 6 license, Series 7 license, 63 and 26, which is just investment type license. Now today, neither of us hold those licenses, okay, because we don't do that, because we don't sell it a product. Now, this gentleman right behind you here, his name is Strose, he actually sells those products. So what we do is we educate people on those products, because what I found when I was selling the products, what that did, that put me in a, what I like to call in a precarious position. I sold what I believed in. not necessarily what someone else did. So at myEcon, we actually don't sell those products any longer. What we do is we teach those products. So we do partner with other people, as I said, just like with Mr. Hawkins, just like with Strozé and different people who have professions in that. So now what we teach you, you can take that and run that by them or somebody else. If you said, okay, all together, I don't want to talk to anybody you refer me to. Anything I teach you, you should be able to take that to some third party that is a professional in that arena, and they should agree with what we're saying. They should be able to say, okay, this makes sense, that does not make sense. So myself and Mr. Stokes, all of us, and Mr. Gates, all of us who started this company, we've been together since the 80s. We all are people who have gone to college, who have studied finances and different stuff in college, and we have held those licenses. But since we do not hold those licenses anymore, we do not sell products, we do not do taxes, we do not do any of those things. All we do is educate from this company's perspective, and then market that educational process. And so from the company's perspective, now we advise you to go to other people, go to professionals, and get the services done, because what we believe is that a person should not get all of their advice from the same person that they're getting the education from all the time, because they have no way of checks and balances. You're correct. You would have no way of checks and balances if I told you the same thing and you bought from me right there, no matter what my credentials are. Because what is a professional? Okay, if we go down to the bank, they'll tell you they're professionals, but they'll tell you to put their money in the bank down there at 1% and tell you you're going to get some money. And you know that's not true. They wouldn't put their money down there and invest it. They'll tell you to invest in the bank. So what is professional? I didn't know that.
He's
over her right.
Okay.
In different capacities.
Okay,
So,
but we would agree that 1% return on the money.
No,
It's not an exaggeration. Because okay, what does the primary do? The primary bank tell you to do a savings account, which is 1% or less. Now, banks do have investments, but that's not what a primary person in the bank have any money at. But again, I'm not here to try to stir up anything. I'm saying anybody that look at investments and look at long-term investment, I don't think, see, because that right there, just a simple statement, can start a debate over this. So what I would say is, let's look at a broad spectrum of how investment works, and then let's compare that with other people around the country. So if I taught you, and me and you sit down and talk about investment, then we go out and we compare that with anybody in the investment world, and I promise you my information will be sound. Now, we might not agree, but it'll be sound. Okay?
I would like to make a point too. myEconomy is based upon your own personal information. It's not like myEcon take your information and put it in a database and your bank accounts and stuff like that. So you are in control of your own finances, and that's proof alone. It's not like associate take your information, your account, and take it and put it somewhere invested. That's up to you to do. They just give you the education.
right. I'm sorry, you lost me a little bit on that.
Well, I'm saying, when you say the credentials are why people would trust myEcon to take care of their finances or whatever.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, I was asking credentials in terms of the business leadership team,
okay.
Credentials in that perspective.
Okay.
There are a lot of, companies that offer different types of programs similar to this, and some have credible leadership that have industry experience that can speak to the information that's being presented. And some are just someone that had a great business idea that's presenting something, but the information that's being given or the education may not be correct. And so people are putting a lot of faith in what they're getting and hoping that the people who are actually presenting the information is, that they're qualified and that the information is accurate.
But in this particular case, you can actually see the results. I mean, you're looking at your own personal finances as you go.
But what I understand, hold on. I understand exactly what she's, hold on. I understand exactly what she's talking about, okay, because I come out of the same industry, okay. The reason I chose to do what I do is because what I felt like, okay, let me be really straight here with you, okay. I come out of the industry, and I grew up in this financial service industry. I started out with a company called AOE, which is now Prime America. They taught me a concept that I bought into. Now, we can disagree on the concept, but the concept is a real concept, okay? Now, but I left that company because I didn't see me doing some things I wanted to do. We started our own agency. Then we got lots of different contracts and was selling. I ended up with AIG, which I had hundreds of insurance agency contracts and security investments and all these things I could sell. But every time I sit down and talk to someone, I found myself putting my opinion into them, because no one cannot do that, in my opinion. When they sit down and talk, they put in their opinion if they sell it. Because if I got to eat off what I'm selling, I got to sell my opinion. I can't sell this thing broad-based and then say buy from somebody else. So if okay, I'll give you an example. I heard that LeBron James, he got out of high school, he got this $100 million contract. Well, they say he go talk to some professionals. Well, if he go talk to Merrill Lynch, they're not gonna tell him, don't go invest with us, but go invest with Lehman Brothers or somebody. They're gonna say, we got some great products. If he go talk to a bank, they're gonna tell him, bank, invest with us. So people's opinion is, we want the money. So what we chose to do 12 years ago, we said we want to teach and not sell. So we sell education, not products, okay? So that's it, okay? What do you want to add on?
I want to add to it, because I think I know exactly what you're saying is, especially when I deal with companies, I deal with an evaluation period of how to evaluate one company and another company, because I dealt with so many different companies, been consulted by so many different companies, and helped a lot of companies, okay, because that's the industry that I'm in. And in the evaluation period, in this industry, what you have to look at when you evaluate the team, okay, is you have to look at, well, number one is the product sound. You want to make sure that the product sounds, the product works, the product does things, and is an education product. So you know that I looked down and said, okay, they're teaching the same thing. But the one thing that really got me in this industry, because companies come and they go. And it's normally because of the management team that's there. And I knew about this company. I told them back when they started, I was with another company. And truth be told, yes, there's different financial companies that's out there. Which one has been around 12 years? It tells you a couple of things. It tells you that the management team of the company, number one, understand this industry so that we are still around for years to come. Because they're doing the right thing. They haven't been shut down. Yeah. And they're managing their own money properly and still making payroll and hadn't missed one. That tells you certain things like that. When you see certain things like that, and then he tell you, he came to my office, I look, I was like, okay, whatever. Let me listen. But I was evaluating. Let me go to a couple meetings. I'm gonna evaluate. Let me do this. I'm gonna evaluate. Still came out of the gate, but I'm like, I'm gonna evaluate. Because I was doing exactly what you're just talking about right now, okay? It's looking at the team, see how the team is, but more importantly, look at the industry. See who's in the industry, why they're being around for actually 12 plus years, why they're doing, and why they're in a growth period right now. And it's been 12 years. And then a growth period. Product is sound. You're not going to actually be that 30-some dollars plus the other dollar. Because as long as I've been on this industry, I've been teaching so many different companies. I've been invited to so many different conferences to speak to Mary Kay, A1, Prepaid Legal on the stage talking about everybody must have a home-based business. Here's what you need to do for taxes. You save anybody with any one deduction more than $30-some a month. When you look at it, should I do it or sell with it? No, you got to sell, but who do you know that's losing money on taxes? Right. If we start sharing the people who's losing money on their taxes and make that your mission, because we're paying too much money in taxes and not being positioned for our own retirement. That's the mission that I'm on. Let's stop paying so much money in taxes, put into our pocket, and this is the education that we all need, which is more important than anything. And
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, what's your name again?
Latasha.
Latasha, okay. All right. We've been around 12 years. But I go get insurance companies that have been around 100 years. I get banks that have been around 100 years. They've been giving financial advice. These are the experts that say. How come 4% of the people today is retiring broke? I mean, with money, and the other 95 broke. They gave their advice for hundreds of years.
And that's the reason why I don't put a whole lot of faith in time in business, and that wasn't my question. How long have you?
No, we're not talking about how long.
It was more credentials.
We're talking about their credentials. They got all the credentials.
Again, education, because this is a large part of the presentation was about education.
That's what we do.
Right.
That's it.
And you've got to know what you're talking about. So my question was more so around at the top, you know, the qualifications, you know, to put this together, this business together, to train people to deliver the same message.
Let me just say how we got this. God gave it to us. Cause see, when so let me say this. I came out the gates in 1987. God bless me, that's my wife here, she'll tell you. And by 1988, I went full time. We made a lot of money quickly. Just like, see, we're not just typical network marketing. Because typical network marketing says everybody get rich. I used to say that because I got rich so quick. I thought, wow, anybody can do this. By 1995, my wife was retired. We were less than 40 years old. And I had cut the food for 30 years before that. I was saying we were retired. I thought, wow, anybody can do this. But they really can't. It was a gift from God. So God poured into our spirit that we should do this versus sell the product. So we got totally out of selling product. So it's not a compromise. That conflict, I should say, not a compromise, conflict. We don't have a conflict because we're not selling products. We're just telling education. And they can come to you, they can come to Strose, they can come to any person else that's in the financial service industry to buy their products. What I would tell them is, now when I was in the industry, I sold buy term and invest different. But today I tell them they can buy index life if they want to. I tell them what an index life is, they can buy if they want to. I tell them what a mutual fund is, an annuity. But I don't think a person can make a wise decision on what an annuity is versus a mutual fund if they don't even know what they are. Because the person that's selling it surely ain't gonna train them on what it is. They're gonna sell them what they're selling. When I was selling mutual fund, I was talking against annuities. But is there ever a place in an investment for an annuity? Is there ever a place in an investment for whole life? When I was selling term insurance, I said no. So when I was selling, to feed that wife and them kids we had, you know, so I had to sell. I was out there selling. So today, what I would say is, God showed us this. This board is here now. I wanna hit one other point I started to make earlier. God gave Facebook to Zuckerberg. God gave Microsoft to Bill Gates. God gave myEcon to Ivy Stokes and Alvin Curry. This will be bigger than all of them because everybody needs financial literacy and the schools don't teach it as a way. It should be taught. See, they done started teaching kids now in kindergarten about managing debt. They teach them about a credit card in kindergarten. They got little kids in elementary school, they get a card to go get their lunch. They just put it on there. This is how I get lunch. It's called spend a card. Get debt. They don't know how it happened. So they're teaching them a flawed concept because God said don't do that. And they say, yes, we do need to do it. So the kids are getting taught, inundated from day one, that you get debt. That's how you live your life. And so we're telling them that you're supposed to do something different. You're supposed to not have debt. So I concur with you that there is a place for all of us. And what we're doing, but I'll be happy to give you my card, and you can be certainly do anything you want to look me up. If you want to, my partners and stuff, you can do all that if you want to about us, okay? I'll be happy to do it, okay? Anyone else?
One more thing. This is what I want to know. I know that you all, because I'm a part of Econ, you have a lot of the education that's on the website. But like in different cities, do you all have groups that's with myEcon, like for instance, Charlotte, that gather together and educate and do things like that? Because I mean, I'm in it, but I would like to be around others that's.
Well, you know what? You know why I'm here today?
Yeah, well, I knew you was at a conference.
No. Do you know why I'm here today? To integrate you into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Rosa here, and her husband was out there earlier. Okay. But they actually, this is some of the other people that was at the meeting with them. They actually do that at least once or twice a month where they get together, and so we want to make sure you know that, so you can integrate with them and be a part of the live sessions they have. You know, this is Mr. Hawkins here. He actually does meetings right down the street here every week, and you can go right down the street to his office, straight down Harrison Boulevard there to East. What is it called? East what?
East what?
No, at the university.
Okay.
Yeah, at the seafood restaurant.
Yeah, but
Seafood restaurant.
Yeah,
But it-
you know,
but
Arbor
it-
Inn.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I've been to
so
those.
he does meetings there every week, so you can integrate with them. So before you leave, just get their cards, and you can integrate with them. But that's one of the reasons when I saw the meeting out here, and I told them I was going to be, I'm like, well, I didn't know we had a meeting today, you know, something. So I said, okay, well, I called him and said, okay, well, this is what we're doing, you know. I mean, I didn't ask him to change it, nothing like that. I just asked him to just see how we could get together. So he said, well, this is what's going on. And God just worked it out. That you started at 3 and we finished at 2. Yeah. So it just worked out. You know? We finished at 2 and we was out there and just right down the street here, and we're here, so that's good.
What about the cash flow conference?
Oh, okay. Now, that's another great thing, okay? Next week in Greensboro, we're going to be doing what's called a cash flow conference. And that's going to be educating on myEcon and all of the different aspects of how we do and the details of what we do. That's only $25, just because we have a hotel that we have to pay for, you know, and stuff. But it's going to be in Greensboro next week. Mr. Hill here is going to be our host there. He's in Greensboro, but he does meetings in Greensboro all the time. So if you want to get people in the Greensboro area, you can go there. Mr. Stowe's going to be in Raleigh on Thursday night also, so I'm sure you know about that. Yep. But he's going to be in Raleigh on Thursday night. So we do a lot around North Carolina and other states as well. But we'll all be in North Carolina and Greensboro, on Saturday. Okay.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday of this week. Okay. Anything else?
Well, Mr. Curry, we appreciate you coming. It just worked out the way that you were here, and we just really appreciate it.
Well, God works all things together for good. He works all things together for good.
Yes.
All things work together for good. I believe that. Who do I turn this back over to then?
To the host.
Thank
you, everybody.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. I hope you got a wealth of information, because I know I did. And so I'm just ready to pass it on. And, you know, I have some cake back here that I'd like you to take home with you. Some cold bottled water to take along with you and everything. And if you have any other questions, want to sign up, we'll be happy to do that.
Mr. Curry, are you, the meeting
I
after the
just-
meeting?
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Tell her real quick.
Anybody have, we actually have a meeting after the meeting, guys, here locally. Anybody have their meeting after the meeting flyer? Okay, and we'll tell you guys where that is. No. Okay.
Text it to me.
Here you go.
The meeting after the meeting. Who has it? Okay, here it is, page 30. Okay, guys, I'd like to invite everybody here